Welcome to this week's edition of the Dakota Angler 2-Minute Fishing Report. Well, the cold weather continues to come in. We've had a couple of nice days last week, and then over the weekend it definitely was bitterly cold, to say the least. And a lot of people found out that, when it's that cold, it's not the temperature that affects the fish, it's the pressure. And that's when the pressure is the highest on our coldest days. And a lot of people found that out, where the fish would come up and they'd see it on their depth finder, come up and look at the bait and go right back down to the bottom, meaning that that pressure was so high that they weren't interested. But a few people caught some fish. You just had to move around and look for those aggressive type of fish. The good thing is the warmer weather is moving back into the area. And I think, again, with the low pressure, the fish will be back on the feeding frenzy here pretty soon. The lakes up in the northeastern part of the state that produce walleyes included Walleye and Bitter. Those are the two main lakes. A lot of people going out there, a lot of fish being caught, and you have to sort quite a bit, especially on Bitter. But remember, there's no minimum size on the walleyes up there, so be aware of that. Other lakes included Opitz, Casey Slough, Clear, Christopherson Slough, which is just to the south of Indian Springs, and also a few being caught on Indian Springs. Be aware of the heaves, and the access is kind of difficult because of those heaves. Then also Big Stone, 3-buck, and then also Oak, a few being caught there. Down the southeastern part of the state, the lakes that produce walleyes included Dry Lake by Willow Lake, Thompson, Ponset, a few being caught there, Whitewood, Sinai, 81 ponds, a few being caught there. Also Henry WPA, we haven't talked about that this year. And then also Madison, North Island, and then Twin. Again, remember, Twin is the trophy lake. Now, what people been using this past week to catch the walleyes? A lot of the lures that we talked about before, but also a lot of people have talked about the Bomb Spoon by Fish Daddy. This is also a spoon that uses the LED technology from Fish Daddy. It's the micro spoon. And it's, again, producing a little bit of light down there, and that light definitely has brought in some of the walleyes, and that's worked really well. So if you can't find some of the dirty bombs, make sure you stop on by and pick up the micro LED spoon, and they'll be available throughout this next week. And also, hopefully, we'll get in more a restocking order here pretty soon as well. One of these lures that have really taken off this year, the Clam Psycho Shad. Here's one of the colors that have been popular. There's a number of other colors. Again, the little bit of the rattle has made those fish take off and attack that thing. Also, the Acme Hyper Rattle. This has been a popular lure for a number of years. This is a new color from Acme. This is using the Moonshine Glow paint. So there's a few new hyper rattles out there, so if you don't have them, make sure you come by and pick them up. Now, the other things that people have been using for the perch, and we'll talk about that, but the perch bite, again, has definitely been impacted by the higher pressure that, again, has kind of scattered the schools around and made them a little bit more inactive. But the lakes that produce perch included Walleye, Bitter, Big Stone, Clear Lake, also Christopherson Slough, all three of the dry lakes, like at Willow Lake, Florence, as well as Clark, and then also Thompson, Ponset, 81 ponds, and Whitewood. Now, what have people been using? Now, when you're talking about bait, waxworms, maggots, whether or not you're talking about white, red, or a multicolored maggot has worked really well. A few minnow heads have also done the trick. But again, it's been trying to find out really what is triggering the bite around the area as far as the bait is concerned. Now, the jigs that people have been using, a couple of new ones that we've talked about and haven't talked about before. The Lindy Tungsten Toad. If you don't have a number of other tungsten jigs in your tackle box, make sure you have some of these tungsten toads by Lindy, because, again, the profile has worked really well, whether or not you're jigging or underneath a bobber. The second thing, these were new last year, the Castmaster Micro Series. Again, very unique color to them, and just a single hook underneath there. So again, just that color has brought in a few of the perch, and you tip that hook with waxworms and maggots, and it's been lights out this past week or two. Now, if you watched the Tony Roach show, Dialed In Angling, you saw him fish South Dakota lakes with Marcus Quam, our good buddy up there. What they were using is the tungsten roach jig, and that's this jig right here. Again, very common or very similar to some of the other jigs, but the nice thing about this jig this year, it's made of tungsten, but it also has a bucktail to it. So again, a little bit more action provided to it, with a little bit more of a swimming motion to it. So again, tip that with waxworms and maggots, and you got a lethal combination. So again, if you have any questions about these jigs or the report whatsoever, feel free to give us a call at 605-336-9132. In this week's edition of Todd's Tackle Tips, we're going to talk about two different things, basically some minor things that make our store unique, but can also, when you buy them, can make your day go a lot better. One of the first things that we're going to talk about is this leak-tight lid that you can put on any 5 or 6 gallon bucket. They used to be called the Gamma Seal lid, but guess what? You snap these on any 5 or 6 gallon bucket, and that ring stays on, and you can unscrew the lid like so, making every 5 to 6 gallon bucket absolutely leak proof. And how much of us have fought that in previous years where you're taking your minnows out or your fish bucket and you got water in it and the bucket overturns and then you got a mess. Well, this lid absolutely prevents that from happening. These things are, can be rather expensive, but we have them on sale here at the store for only $5 each. And again, it can make your day go a lot better, to say the least. The second thing we're going to talk about is rod storage. We have a unique rod case right here. It's a 36-inch rod case, the Tundra Light Ice Rod Case, a Dakota Angler exclusive. It has Velcro inside, can hold up to 6 combos. And again, when a lot of people say, well, I'll just throw them in that 5 or 6 gallon bucket that we talked about, well, there's a lot of rods that get broken, and when you spend a lot of money on rods, you want to protect the investment. So this Tundra Light Rod Case is on sale for $40. It's normally $70. It's on sale for on sale for $40. It's a semi-hard case, and again, it holds up to 6 combos. And so take advantage of this great buy because, again, protect the investment and also be smart with your money by buying a rod case that's on sale for almost 50% off. Normally $70, on sale for $40. The Tundra Light Rod Case available here at the store and also on our website at dakotaangler.com. And now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report, all you have to do is send it to me, and you can do so by sending it to Todd at dakotaangler.com. And folks, before we end this week's report, I want to remind you that beginning February 1st is our second annual, I shouldn't say annual, we've done it earlier this spring and summer, but it's the second time we're going to do the Dakota Angler Bump Board Challenge. This season, we're going to do the top 3 walleye as well as the top 3 perch. And all you need to do is make sure you have the new Dakota Angler Bump Board right here. We have them on sale online as well as at the store for $29.99. And to qualify for that tournament, if you will, that challenge, all you need to do is take a photo of the fish on a Dakota Angler Bump Board like this and then send it to me. We'll give out prizes to the top 3 biggest perch as well as walleye. And again, the only thing that you need to purchase to participate in the challenge is a Dakota Angler Bump Board. If you have any questions about that challenge, feel free to give us a call at 605-336-9132. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report for Dakota Angler. I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on! We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy, and always stay safe.